like to have the Pledge of Allegiance by Lieutenant Randall, so if we could all stand, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. The following matters will come before the Revere License Commission today. This is our regularly scheduled meeting. The meeting is previously filed with the city clerk. The order that will take things on the agenda is initially we will go with applications submitted for consideration. Item number 1, Immaculate Conception Paris, 22 Low Street Place. Janet Arrigo is the event manager. This is an application for a one-day malt, wine, and common victuals license to be exercised at Father Brennan Hall, 22 Low Street Place, on Friday, March 31st, 2023. The hours would be 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. It's for a youth fundraiser gala dinner, and the expected attendance is 150. Is there someone from Immaculate Conception Parish, please? Would you step up to the microphone, please, and your name and address for the record? Can you turn on the microphone, please? Thank you.
Yes. My name is Janet Urrego.
Okay, and can you tell us briefly what you'd like to do with this one-day license?
Yeah, it's a gala dinner to raise funds for a pilgrimage that they are going to have to Portugal. And we plan to sell wine, just wine.
So no beer?
No. And we are not going to serve the wine. We don't need the bartender. We are going to sell to the adults who wants to consume it.
Okay, and how are you planning to serve that?
No, the parent or the adult in the table, they will serve their own wine.
Okay, so just so I'm clear, will you be having bottles on the table?
No.
Or will people come up to a bar where they will?
Yeah, we will sell the bottle of wine as a fundraiser too, for those who want it. It's not part of the dinner.
Okay. And if they don't consume the wine there, are they going to be taking the wine to go?
Well, I didn't think about that, but if you tell me that they cannot do it, I tell them they cannot do it, or...
I believe it has to be consumed on the premises.
Yeah.
Pardon me?
For one-day license.
So, I mean, whatever wine that you would be selling, you would have to consume on the premises.
It makes sense, yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
Do you have any questions, Commissioner?
Yeah, I just have a few questions. What is the age group, do you think, that's going to be here in attendance? Are there going to be children there?
There are youth, yes, because the pilgrimage is for the youth.
There will be youth. I'm just concerned, you're going to have this wine on the table open, and who's going to make sure they're over 21 drinking this wine?
No, the adult who bought it, the parents.
The parents. Okay, what kind of food are you going to have?
Seafood.
Seafood?
Because it's Lent.
So it's going to be a full dinner with,
4 courses, yes.
okay, with wine on the table? If they purchase
No,
the wine?
exactly, if they purchase it.
Just if they
No.
purchase it? Okay, thank you. I have no other questions.
Just so I'm clear, you're not going to be selling it by the glass.
No,
So someone is going to come up and buy a bottle and bring it to the table. And then once it's at the table, who is monitoring, or how is it being monitored as far as who's consuming it? Who's drinking it?
no, the person who bought the wine.
I mean, I'm all for a fundraiser, and I really appreciate, you guys trying to raise funds for the youth of the city, but this seems like a not thought out kind of situation. Typically, what what the people do who come in for these licenses is that you set up a table, you have the alcohol behind the table, and then you would dispense one at a time, so you're able to see exactly who's consuming the alcohol.
Yeah, but that was not the idea.
I understand that.
No, okay, that's fine.
All right, so, all right, I guess I don't have any further questions.
Well, I just think maybe another answer to that is wristbands for anyone that comes in over 21, and they would be able to consume the alcohol at the table. I know we've done that in the past, and if they don't have a bracelet, it means they're underage.
Okay,
You know,
that,
if
that
you would
works.
consider
We are not
some-
going to have like youth on the tables, sitting with the adults. They are helping because the fundraising is for them. They help us with the food. But the bracelet works.
Okay.
I mean, we can give it to the person who buy the wine. We put the bracelet to that person. I know we need to put the bracelet to everybody who is 21 plus years old, right?
Or if you give it to the person that purchases it, they would be the one that would have to have control of who's drinking.
Yes, that's what I say. The adult or the parent who purchased the wine. Not
Okay.
everybody. I don't think it's going to be like a
No, it's not.
huge.
It's not, right, it's not that big of a deal, but
A
just so
big-
that we can make sure, you know, there's some kids that I'm sure 20 would like a little sip of wine, and of course they can't. So that's the only concern I have. I think it's a great event, and I hope it works out well for you. But my only concern is the pouring of the alcohol by not a tip-certified bartender. That's my concern. Most of them that come up, we do have someone tip certified to serve the alcohol. So,
Okay.
I mean, that would be the only thing I have in question.
I mean, that's the major drawback as far as I can see on this is that the situation with the uncontrolled wine on the tables. I mean, the idea of having this event and having licenses is to control the consumption of alcohol by responsible people and to ensure that the only people who are consuming the alcohol are legally able to do so. It doesn't seem as if you have either one of those things here. So that's why I'm a little bit concerned about this license, but we will proceed on with the hearing if,
Well, I'm just asking, have you done this before? Have you ran a fundraiser there before?
We have done the gala dinner before, yes. But the idea to sell the wine is the first time. We know everybody who is there is like the responsibles, the same parents or family. It's like the family of the same youth.
Right. But we do that with all the churches. If you go to St. Anthony's, they have to have a bar set up and a certified bartender. I think that what I would be comfortable with is anyone over 21 should have a wristband on and are allowed to drink.
Say that again, please. Someone over 21 years old.
Over 21, when they come in, to drink the wine at the table, they should have a band on.
Okay.
They're very
I mean,
reasonable.
everybody can have the bracelet. Everybody who is 21 years old
Can drink the wine.
can have the bracelet,
Right. They're very
which
reasonable.
I think most of them are going to be.
They're very reasonable. You can go anywhere. I think even the dollar store has them. But it's just for us to
Yes.
just give a license with young adults going to attend without some kind of control. I would feel more comfortable if those that are 21 come in with a wristband.
Okay.
And so if someone sees them and they're drinking, they should have a band on.
Okay, and I was going to say that we, the organizers of the event, can control that too in the tables. If we see someone without a bracelet, we can tell them.
Right.
I mean, we, the organizers, I can tell my team that we have to make sure that everybody who has the bracelets is the one who is consuming the wine.
Were you planning to have a police detail here?
No. Yeah,
I guess
it's
not.
more a
Are you-
dinner than
Are you selling tickets?
for the
How-
dinner, yes.
You sold tickets, so you're not going to sell over 150 tickets, is that correct? I mean,
That's
if you
correct.
were
No,
to,
we don't have a space for
More
more
than
than
100.
200. Hopefully, we sell then 150, hopefully. But no,
okay. I just think if you went over 150, maybe you would want to think of having police detail. I don't know what the occupancy is there at Immaculate's.
in the gym, it's the school's gym.
It's in the school's gym?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, but I mean, if it went over 150, would there be a question? Yeah. So 150 is great, but I think if you did sell more than, and hopefully, you know, it's a great turnout, you sell 200, but then at that point, we may want to look at some detail to keep
Okay.
control.
Okay.
All right, well, I guess we will close this section of the hearing. Are there any proponents? Is there anybody else that would like to speak on behalf of the issuance of this license? I don't see or hear anybody. We'll close that section. Is there anybody opposed? Is there anybody opposed to the issuing of this license? I don't see or hear anybody. We'll close that section. Further discussion and/or a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Okay, thank you.
I will, and what are we approving? Are we approving
we're
a
approving-
bracelet situation, or what are we approving?
Well, I think she's agreed to anyone that consumes alcohol over 21 coming in would put a bracelet on, and then they would be able to consume. So if you went by and you saw someone's drinking wine without a bracelet, you know they're not 21.
Okay, I would second that as well, provided that there are a bracelet situation and the people consuming the alcohol have a bracelet on. So your license is approved. If you want to do this again next year, I would recommend perhaps that maybe you kind of look at a different way to dispense the alcohol so that you have more control over it. That would just be my suggestion.
But we have another dinner in June 2nd.
Okay, well, come
Do I-
back in
do I
then
need to
and maybe
apply?
you can work on a plan to dispense the alcohol with a little bit more control next time,
Okay,
all right? Thank
Okay.
you very much, and your license is approved.
thank you.
Good luck.
The application for the Immaculate Conception Parish for a one-day malt wine and common victuals license to be exercised at Father Brennan Hall, 22 Low Street Place, on Friday, March 31st, 2023, from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. for a youth fundraiser gala dinner is approved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 2, Boston Renegades, Harry Delarusso Stadium, Park Avenue. Benjamin Brown is the event manager. This is an application for 5 one-day malt wine licenses. The application for the Boston Renegades for the 5 one-day licenses to serve malt wine beverages at Harry Delarusso Stadium on 5 separate Saturdays. The dates are as follows: Saturday, April 29th, 2023, Saturday, May 13th, 2023, Saturday, June 3rd, 2023, and Saturday, June 24th, 2023, and then Saturday, July 8th, 2023. The requested hours for each event shall be 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. The event is the Professional Women's Tackle Football Games. Your name and address for the record, please.
Yes, Michelle McDonough, 25 Breakwater Drive, Chelsea, Massachusetts.
And can you tell us briefly what you'd like to do with these events and how the alcohol will be dispensed and so forth?
Yep. So the events are professional women's tackle football games. We have a beer stand that sells beer and canned cocktails. It'll be served by a safe serve bartender, and controlled generally within the stadium.
Okay. And how many years have you been doing this now?
I think this is our 4th season, with a year for a COVID break.
And what kind of cocktails, when you say canned cocktails, what are we talking
Like
about?
Truly and, like hard seltzers.
Hard
and-
seltzers?
Yep.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
all right. Do you have any questions for,
I have no questions. This has gone
The
off
applicant.
every year. It's been a great, like I said, I did attend one of them, as you know. It was very entertaining. Again, my concern again is just the distributing of the alcohol, and you've had that under control the last 4 years. So, no, I have no questions. I think it's a great time. I know we get a great attendance.
Yep, we have a good attendance, and we're happy to be now fully embedded in the Revere community, so it's been a great partnership, and for anyone who hasn't been to a game, we're now on Revere TV. So Revere
Oh, okay.
Community TV does broadcast our games
So,
for us.
and just the other question, as far as detail, do we have detailed offices
We
there?
have not historically had it and have not had, any problems with it, but
We're talking
In
over
the four-
700?
Yeah, in the 4 years, that we've never had a call down there.
Don't have to call, okay, just where, looking at the numbers of 700,
Yeah,
It's a lot of guests.
yeah, we've
did
never
you
had-
win the championship this year?
we did. So we've won our 4th straight national championship and going for our 5th.
Congratulations.
wonderful.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll close this section of the hearing. Are there any proponents? Is there anybody else that would like to speak on behalf of the Boston Renegades Women's Tackle Football League? Don't see or hear anybody. We'll close that section. Anybody opposed? Anybody opposed to the issuance of this license? I don't see or hear anybody. We'll close that section. Some discussion and/or a motion?
I have no other discussions, I think we've known this group for quite a while, and it's great to have them in our city. So if there's no other questions, I'll make a motion to approve.
Very good. I would second that motion. Your application for 5 one-day malt wine licenses for the Boston Renegades is approved. The licenses will be exercised on Saturday, April 29th, May 13th, June 3rd, June 24th, July 8th of 2023. And the requested hours are approved from 5 PM to 7:30.
Great, thank you very
Good luck
much.
this season. Thank
care.
you. That concludes the applications for consideration. The next item on the agenda is Center Motors, Inc., 120 Squire Road. Claudio Pontes is the manager. This is a hearing concerning the complaints that we had previously discussed at our December meeting. This is a status hearing.
Yes.
Name and address for the record, please.
Claudio Sina Pontes, 120 Squire Road, Revere, Mass.
Thank you, Mr. Pontes. Just as an opening point, I have to say that we have had no complaints since our last meeting. As a matter of fact, I think the city councilor who was here.
Yes. Anthony
Yes,
Coliandro.
has
yeah.
weighed in as well, and he says that he's spoken to the neighbors and that they are all well and good with what you've been doing since we had our discussion.
Actually, I think it was excellent this last 3 months. Firstly, because of the involvement in Anthony. I think it was something that was missing before for us. Sort of having that bridge between the complaints, I guess, and us, because I suppose they never really came forth to us to say whenever they had issues or what issues they were or how could we help. And so having him on board was very good. Also on our end, if we ever wanted to talk about on our side. So I felt like it was a really good experience in the last 3 months. I think it was very peaceful the last 3 months, but also a good experience to have somebody in the middle to help and sort of be the bridge.
Very good. Well, I'm glad it's working out. Do you have any questions for Mr. Pontes?
I have no questions. I drive there almost daily, go by there, and I have seen no cars. There's been no complaints. I have 2 very dear friends that are just doors away from there,
Nice.
And it's really been cleaned up. I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
And again, that's all people have to do is work with the neighbors, and you can work things out.
Awesome.
Being a good neighbor goes a long way. So no, I have no questions.
Well, if there are no questions and no complaints, I guess we can file this and we can just go along our merry way, and hopefully you will continue to sell plenty of cars and keep
Amen.
the neighbors happy.
Good.
Very
We're
good.
here to
So,
serve everybody.
Very good, sir. Thanks for coming in, and we
you.
appreciate you working on this with us.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
So that we'll close this matter.
Yes.
The next item on the agenda is basically a discussion that we want to have about Hampton Inn. I understand their Park and Fly has had some issues that we thought we had kind of put to sleep, but apparently they are back. So, based on what I've seen as far as the photographs that the fire department has forwarded to us, I would think that we would want to call them in for a discussion next month to see exactly what the situation is there and what their plans are for fixing it.
Well, I'm in favor of that. I mean, as you said, we've called them in before. They know that the fire department has been there several times. So I would like them to come in and hopefully in the meantime, they keep that open. It's that's a path for the fire trucks to get in. God forbid there's an emergency. So yes, I would like them to come in next month if possible.
Okay, well, I think we should probably move to do that. So I think we should probably send them a letter to have them come in and explain what the problem is, and then have them address those issues. Thank you. The next item are communications. The notice from the Revere Fire Department regarding the Hampton Inn, which we've discussed. And then there is a notification from the Massachusetts Alcoholic Beverage Control Commission of the approval of an application for a change of license category to all alcohol from Los Compadres Oxequenos, DBA B&M Bar and Grill, and also a notification from the Massachusetts Alcohol Beverage Control Commission of the approval of an application for a change of manager by Fromy Inc., DBA Beachmont Liquors. And that concludes the communications. The next items are license renewals, common victular renewals for Ambu LLC, DBA Subway 3 Everett Street, Unit 3D2. Maxim Django, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, DBA Max Roast Beef and Pizza at 35 Revere Street. Mane's Bakery Company, Inc., DBA Mane's Bakery, 910 Broadway. Sayer Food Market, Inc., 3E Everett Street. The Delta Hellenic Company, LLC, DBA Revere House of Pizza, 354 Broadway, and those are common victular renewals.
I'll make a motion on common victular renewals to be approved.
Very good, thank you. Those licenses are approved. The next category is entertainment. BJ's Wholesale Club, Inc., DBA BJ's Wholesale Club, number 175 at 5 Ward Street, and that's for an entertainment license.
And I'll make a motion to approve the entertainment licenses.
Very good, I'll second that motion, and that license is approved. Lodging house licenses. This is for Our House One LLC, 72 Dehone Street, and Our House Two LLC, 675 Beach Street, Revere, and those are for lodging house licenses.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I will second that motion. Those licenses are approved. And the final category will be a Class 2 motor vehicle dealer's license. Emmanuel Giuliano, DBA Giuliano's Auto Body, 1062 Broadway.
And I'll make a motion to approve.
And I will second that motion as well. That license is approved. The next item on the agenda would be to adjourn until April 19th.
I don't know, have we looked at a different date of the, is it possible to make it the 12th?
Is that what we want to do, is adjourn till the 12th?
I won't be here.
Okay, all right, we will adjourn until April 12th, 2023. Do you want to second that
Motion
motion?
to adjourn, I'll second that motion.
Very good, that motion is approved, the meeting is adjourned.